Hello friends and enemies, it's me Isabel here with, honestly, my shame. It is time for a KU check, and I put this off repeatedly because I was like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm mad at myself. I'm mad at this challenge I put up. I'm mad. So at the beginning of the year I said no new KU checkouts, besides for projects. And I've been following that for the most part. I am down a good bit on what I have left to read, but I also just like keep staring at them and going, I don't want to read this. This isn't what I want to read, which is what happens, which is why I need to clear my KU checkouts before I start checking out new books, because I am the problem. I'm the problem. So yeah, that challenge is a struggle, to say the least. I am struggling. I was gonna march in here and be like, listen, I'm returning things and I'm checking out what I want to read now, but I let my members vote. I let the friends and the enemies and the supporters vote. And they said, we're gonna bully you if you do this. So you have to finish your books. So hi. I'm here to tell you about the books I have left to read for accountability's sake, to talk about the fact that I'm struggling because the ADHD brain doesn't want to read the things that are there. The ADHD brain wants to read the new shiny things. You know, like my brain's like, no, those are old and boring. Screw that. So this is your check-in for KU to talk about what I have checked out right now and what I've read so far. Not a lot I've read. I'm going to tell you that right now. Mostly it's about checkouts. But because of that also, that little poll situation, I guess hopefully in July, maybe early August, you're going to get a vlog from me where I've read all of these books I've checked out. So I felt like we should chat now so you can see what I get through. And then we'll do something where I pick out my new books because I'm doing it, damn it. I'm doing it. I'm dead set on this. So yeah, let's dive in and talk about everything I have checked out, which it's 18 titles. 4 titles are project books. So I technically only have 14 things checked out that I need to read. And one of them was a cheat checkout. I will admit to this, it was a cheat checkout, and I'm not going to let myself read it until I read a few more. Because it's the reason I wanted to throw my entire KU checkouts in the trash and start over. So from oldest to newest, we have Riches to Riches. This is a female-led mafia romance. She is the head of the mafia and her family. This is long. I'm excited for it. I really liked the first chapter when I read it. There is an audio, I believe, on Hoopla for this one now. But also, I've been told that when I read part 1, I'm going to want to immediately read part 2. So, it's probably towards the end of my reading journey for this. I also have Pucking Strong by Emily Rath, which probably surprises some of you. There is Alzheimer's in this book, which is part of why I haven't read it yet. And then, I know I can read it whenever, and like my friend, staff over at Novelty Corner, can fill in any gaps I need to skip. I'm probably going to try and read it this summer when I am in a pool a lot and in the sun a lot, because I feel like I can handle sad things better when I'm actually absorbing some sun. Even though I do get a little bit of the seasonal depression in the summer, I think that's going to help. Maybe, fingers crossed. So yeah, I haven't read this, which I know, stunning. I'm also surprised with myself. Then we have Just Right by Sean, which I am 60% or at least 60% through, and I'm really enjoying this. I just didn't finish it in time for the video. I thought I would, but I fell asleep last night reading it before filming this. So by the time this goes up, I should have finished this book, and it'll be the first book in that vlog, most likely. No, it will. It'll be the first book in the vlog project. So I really liked this so far. This is a Goldilocks reimagining. It is very funny and silly. So basically, she ends up on a hike in the woods. She gets turned around, ends up at these guys' house. 2 of them are married, and then the third one's their friend, and it's going to be a poly situation with all of them. And so she ends up there, and in that situation, she ends up like asleep on their couch because she actually drinks a like sleeping potion situation. It's not literally a potion, like a drink that's made to help you sleep if you have insomnia. She ends up asleep on their couch on accident, and it is so funny and cute. And then she ends up dating the married couple. And then we're working on the relationship with the third guy. Anyways, I'm having a freaking blast over here. I think this is so fun. It's so cute. Very sweet. Just kind of the perfect length. I just keep reading it at bedtime, which is not helping. So yeah, there's that. Then I have my 2 gargoyle romances, which I'm going to have to break up. But Bound by Heart and Stone is the one I have a physical of. It's actually right here. Like, I literally have a physical of this. So I need to read this. I'm not going to read it physically. I know that. I know myself. I don't read physical books very often unless it's manga. That is the exception. But for just words on page, I'm not a physical reader anymore these days. So I have this to read. I'm really excited for it. This is a more historical fantasy setting, gargoyle romance. And then I have Bound to the Shadow Prince by Ruby Dixon, which I've not read yet. I don't know anything about this, honestly. But it's Ruby, and it is literally gargoyles. And I love a gargoyle romance, so here we are. Then we have Craving in His Blood by Zoe Draven. This is the next book in the Brides of Kylor series. And I loved book 1 so much. It really, really surprised me because there was a point during that book that I was not sure what I would think. And then I finished it and I was like, obsessed. Absolutely obsessed. So I would like to get to this one soon. Next we have A Darkness So Sweet, which I also own on my shelves in a special edition. And I think I have the audio. So like, I really need to just go ahead and read this one. This is a troll romance. And yeah, I'm excited for it. I've been hit and miss with Emma Hamm, but I tend to really like these kinds of books, so there's that. Then we have One Night Stand. This is a Black author who wrote a rugby romance, and like, hello, I love rugby romances, so here I am. I don't know much else about that. I got her advertising it a little bit, and she has another book coming out that I'm also interested in, so I would like to finish this so I can see if I would want to read that one. Then we have Home Ice. This is a trans woman romance with a hockey player and their neighbors. I liked the first chapter. I somehow just have not returned to this. I don't know. I can't tell you why, but it's staring me down. I need to read it. Then we have A Bond of Trust by Jamin Eve. This is the finale to this series. And I checked it out when it came out. It was one of my exceptions at the beginning of the year where I said like, hey, as these series come out and are finishing and I have space, I'm going to be checking them out. I just like am kind of not ready to say goodbye. I think a lot of series are ending this year and it's weird. Like, I don't like it. But also I want to finish the series because I want to see what happens. We left them in a pretty like tenuous situation at the end of book 4. Where I'm like, okay, actually, or book three, I think, whatever it was. The last book, you were like, oh no. So I need to finish it. Next, we have Daggermouth by H.M. Wolf. I grabbed this when it got picked up traditionally, although it is still in KU as far as I'm aware, I believe, for the ebook. I'm curious about this, but it's dystopian, and I'm struggling with dystopian currently, apparently. I don't think that's a surprise with the world around us, but here we are. Then I have Violent Little Thing by Sean, which is a more dark romance situation, which I'm very, very much want to read. I've now read like 2 Sean books almost back to back, so now I'm like, well, I gotta read the other 2 I have checked out because hello, I'm loving them. One I read I got during a freebie day and freaking loved it. But anyways, there's that. So yeah, and then last but not least, this is the one that I told myself I could check out. I read Face Off last month. I don't know. Anyways, I read Face Off recently. Loved it. By Chelsea Curto. Really had a good time. May read Face Off. We talked about Face Off, and then we were like, well, we gotta read the rest of the series, and I was like, but I'm not supposed to check out KU books, and I'm not gonna read them physically, and what am I supposed to do? So, I let myself check out Power Play. But I'm not letting myself read Power Play until I've made progress on my unreads, which means of these 13, I need to probably be at like 9 before I can read Power Play, and then I can read like maybe be down to less than 5-ish, and then I can read more. So Power Play sitting there staring at me for motivation, but that was my bargaining chip on if I'm finishing these, I'm at least checking out book 2. So I do have 4 books currently checked out for projects, which is what brings us to our 17 books checked out. 4 others I have checked out that also count in this number, but like, or I'm putting them in like a separate category because they are specifically for projects, which I have to allow myself project checkouts, which means reading vlogs, themed vlogs, members book club picks, things like that. So, or hardest reading challenge. So those 4 are Sweet Obsession by Katie Robert. I have an ARC of this and I'm currently listening to the audiobook, and I wanted to be able to quickly like sync it better, and the ARC edition I have does not have the chapters. So I cannot sync the book. So I'm almost done with this. This one will be coming off the TBR soon. I've listened to it more than I've read it, but I've occasionally wanted to flip back to the book. So that is why I have it checked out. Then we have In a Rush by Kate Canterbury. This is checked out because I need to read it for the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. It's one of the books I'm using for the handful of prompts I have left. So it is checked out. The next one is also another hardest reading challenge to check out, which is All Superheroes Need PR by Elizabeth Stevens. This includes an audio with the checkout, which is fantastic, but I need to read this. I also own it physically, so like it would be a great win, not just for Herkyed, but also for my Read What You Own stuff. So that's great. And last but not least, I have The Catch by Leonora Solis. This is my members book club pick for May. Obviously, I'm reading it this month, so perfection on me for having it checked out already, and honestly I'll have started it by the time you see this video. So that is the good news. That is where we're at. Those are the 17 titles I currently have checked out, and I feel pretty good about it, honestly. I'm not mad that I'm at 17 and 4 of them, so I'm really at 13-ish from the beginning of the year checkouts. So hopefully by the time I come back to you and talk to you, maybe in August, you'll probably get the vlog and then a KU check-in is how I'm going to structure this, unless you all have a different preference. But I figured the vlog where I finish everything and then a video where we like go pick out my new books would be fun. Yeah, this feels okay. I think I can do it. I also do not expect myself to finish every single one of these books. I expect some of these might be DNFs. But we'll find out. Let's talk about everything I've read from KU though, because hey, technically there's 7 books I've realized as I was doing notes here. I was like, oh my goodness, I have like 7 books. Look at me. All right, so first up, I read Wildcard by Stephanie Archer. This is the finale in her Vancouver Storm series, and I loved Wildcard. It was fan-freaking-tastic. I love that series immensely. I cannot recommend that series enough. I think it is just an absolute blast of a time. So, highly recommend if you are looking for a fun hockey series. The final book is the coach's story and the owner's daughter who has a strained relationship with her father, and it was really good. Then I have The Artsy Girl's Guide to Matching with a Werewolf. This is a Lola Glass. This series I've really liked by Lola Glass. I think they're very fun and silly. The first book, we follow a heroine who reads a werewolf book and decides to go to the werewolf town and then finds her mate over a cucumber. These are silly. These have a lot more plot than some of the other Lola Glasses I've read. They're just a great little palate cleanser in my opinion, and I would like to continue this series. But until these checkouts are cleared, we cannot. Then I read Consider Me by Becca Mack. I had an audio of this and I kind of flipped back and forth between the audiobook and the ebook. Yet in my Read What You Own efforts, I'm kind of just picking up things that I have multiples of. And I actually was really, really surprised by this. This is a former Playboy hockey player and one of the girls' best friend, his friend's girlfriend's wife's best friend. She's kind of off limits and she doesn't really believe that he can be reformed, but as soon as he meets her, he's done. He's like, I'm not talking to other women. You're it for me. And I kind of a sucker for that. I cannot help it. I'm kind of a sucker for that trope. And it worked well and I enjoyed it. I think this one really, really surprised me. I have been really hesitant to read the Becca Mack series because I just wasn't sure what I would think of it. And I left it pleasantly surprised. Then I read Paved in Blood by Sonia Gray. This was fine. This I read for a vlog you're getting later this week, which is the finishing my maybes from Try Chapters. Reader DNF, basically. So this one surprised me. I liked it for the most part, but I don't think I liked it enough that I want to continue the series necessarily. Like, it was absolutely just like it was a fine book. I gave it 3 stars. I think there were things about it that I liked more, and I was definitely more interested in the brothers, by choice, brother situation in this series, or in this book than I was in, like, this initial couples pairing, which the 4th book is the book that I had pulled for, like, KU, but that I realized I kind of needed to read the rest to read that one, so giving this a 3, I was kind of like, I don't know if this is for me at the end of the day. Then I read Face Off by Chelsea Curto, which I really loved. This is a unbelievable hockey romance, right? This is not rooted in any bit of reality, so you have to be ready for that. But I personally am, and I don't mind that. I think it's a nice, really good, nice change of pace to a lot of what we're getting in hockey romance right now, which I think is why I like these so much. But our heroine ends up drafted into the NHL and on a team, and the star player is this playboy, and he is a disaster. And when he realizes she's not there to, like, flirt with him and is there to play, he's like, what do you mean? And I loved the found family element, the way they came together as a team and, like, a family in that element, and to support her and to make sure that she could do the things she needed to do. All of that was fantastic. The way he immediately also was no longer a playboy when he met her. He was like, nope, that's it. That's the one. I loved that. I was just a sucker for it. I really liked their banter. They're really fun and cute. I really want to read book 2 because book 2, our friend is divorced and, like, finding her way. I really had a blast with this. I like how Chelsea Curto has played with tropes of this. I found it very readable for the length of book it is. So yeah, it was delightful. All right, and the next 2 are in a video that you already got, which is my Scarlet Press vlog. So I read Smoke and Scar. I audiobooked it on Spotify and read it some with my Kindle, so I got this from KU and had a good time reading it. If you want full details, I would go watch that video. And then the other one I got for that blog is City of Gods and Monsters. That included the audio, which I think is something to note because this is a very long book. I did DNF it in that blog because it is so long, and I'm personally just not in the mood for a book that long. So, at least not an urban fantasy that I don't know how slow of a burn it's gonna be. But yeah, I got both of those on KU to kind of book hop with as well. So yeah, that's where we're at. That's 7 read, 17 unread. Oh boy. It's fine. We'll get there. We are getting there. I am getting there, honestly. So that's the good news. Anyways, if you have recently checked out anything from KU that you thought was good, or you think I should put on my wish list to look at once I have finished all of these, let me know. If there are any of these, or if there are any of these you think I need to like read sooner than later on my priorities list for the KU reading it vlog. I don't know what this vlog's going to be called, but whatever it's called, where I clear all my KU checkouts, let me know that. If you don't do any of that, you can leave me a fairy emoji down below. Go ahead and do that. I'll have links to all these books for you, as well as links to my friend anywhere on the internet that I am. I will talk to y'all in just a few days. Bye.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions. We'll get away. This is what we waited for.